What's happening on YouTube? This is John nerding out with cards, and I wanted to do another video. Uh, Today was a huge day in sports for St. Louis. We had the Cardinals playing the Mets. They lost. St. Louis City SC playing Vancouver, whoever they are. Like I said, not a big soccer fan. A draw. We had the Battlehawks playing Arlington. They lost, even though law is the law. And then we also had the start of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Didn't start off on the right foot for the Blues, unfortunately. They gave up a goal late in the game, but, shout out to Shane, Shoebox Legends. Wanted to, highlight the start of the playoffs. And I got this really cool acetate hardware card from when the Blues won the Stanley Cup. You got Jordan Winnington on this card. Like I said, it's like see-through on the back and whatnot. Really cool stuff. Got a couple more, but I'll save those for future Blues videos. But, I don't really have much hopes for the Blues, much expectations for the Blues this Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm just glad they got in it. They had that hot streak going in. 2019, we were playing Winnipeg, beat them in the first round on the way to the Stanley Cup. Hardest trophy to win in sports. The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs are so long. It won't hurt my feelings if Blues don't do so hot. They made the playoffs. That's good. A couple things before I get into the main point of this video. See, I had this sweet new ball cap. I've had one of these before, but I figure, starting a YouTube channel, I really dig this hat, and there's one reason why. You all might recognize it from a certain card, very iconic card, and it might be Stan Musial's rookie card. See that bird on there? And to my knowledge, the only year the Cardinals wore this ball cap was 1942, which just so happened to be Stan's rookie season. A lot of people talk about this Bowman rookie card as, he looks so young and things like that. This came out in 1948. He had been in the league. He came up for a cup of coffee in 1941, but his rookie season was 1942. Well, one of the reasons why he looks so young is because, in my estimation, this photo was taken during his rookie season in 1942 because of the ball cap. And I'll show you the back. I'll talk about this in future videos. Some of y'all might not like it. Might not be for your collection, might not meet your eye. You can see the tape marks on the front, but it's also one of the reasons why I got it so cheap. I had bought this ungraded. I did grade it myself. Came back and expected one. I graded it more so because of like a revenance for the card. Not that I needed it graded, but I mean, holy cow, I own a Stan Musial rookie card. And shout out to Adam at Vintage Sanctuary. We're clubbies. So if any of y'all, are fellow clubbies of what I consider to be the Musial rookie card, I'm not going to get into the controversy of what is rookie card, what's not. I did that last video. But, I believe the Leaf came out in 49. What my opinions are of the rookie card rules. So you got the Bond Bread in 47. Although I really do want that card, but not because it's a rookie card. I think it's just super sweet. I want the Burke Ross that has the same image for similar reasons. So yeah, the new ball cap. And then you might have recognized this shirt, from Skaght at Reindeer Studios. Yeah, I've been seeing all the Strongsville videos and whatnot, and you can say what you want about them. Maybe you were tired of them because you couldn't go to the show. Do I wish I could have gone to the show? Yeah. However, my schedule just doesn't allow it. My wife is a single mother, essentially 9 months out of the year. So to go off to a card show for a weekend just isn't in the cards, pun intended. But I had seen those. Of course, Skaght is a YouTube celebrity, rightfully so. His artwork is amazing. I do want to get a custom job from him at some point in time. I don't really know how to go about that at this moment. I'll get there in the future. But I was like, now that I'm on the YouTube, I should be a supporter, because, these shirts are sweet. You got the 85 right there. That's my year. And one of the things that nobody really talks about is these shirts are super, super comfortable. I mean, super comfortable. To go along with the amazing design, like I love this design. When I do my Cardinals Hall of Fame collection, like kind of little intro video kind of thing, I'm going to be sure to wear this shirt because it really ties into how that started. But really wanted to point that out. If you don't know Skaght, I would really hope you do if you're watching this. But I'll post a link to his channel below. I'm going to post a link to his Etsy shop below. He's got a lot of cool shirts. I imagine, I'm going to get at least a few more in the future. But this is the one that really spoke to me that I felt like I needed to get right now. So support Skaght, his channel, his Etsy shop. Really good stuff. Now, the main reason why I wanted to do this video was, and it kind of ties in along with, like I mentioned with the Strongsville show, right? Like my wife is a single mom, 9 months out of the year. And I wanted to do something a little bit cooler for their card unveil, but at the same time, to even go, to downtown St. Louis, which, take me like, it takes about a half hour to get there, shoot the video, drive a half hour back. So you're thinking like an hour and a half. And to the average person it's not a whole lot of time, but when I'm home and it's my turn to play, dad, play the parent, do the things, I'm not going to go out of my way for that amount of time for a YouTube video. It would have been cool. Yeah, it is what it is. But Brent at Brent Richards and Cards, and then Shane at Shoebox Legends, they did this cardboard banter video. Super nice enough to, mention my channel, shout out my channel, which really meant a lot to me because, I'm super new. There's so many channels out there. I mean, heck, I was subscribed to a lot before I started this channel, and I'm subscribed to a lot more now that I'm aware of what more is out there. But they mentioned mine. Very appreciative of that. Anybody who comments on my videos, very appreciative. So anyway, the cardboard banter video was their top 10 playing days cards, sets, kind of thing. And I was watching that, and it kind of inspired me to make a card purchase. Now, I had been watching this card for, 6 months. And the good thing for me is, like, if you watch a card, that's not in, like, super, super high demand. And if it goes away, it goes away. And it is what it is. But sometimes a seller will do a price drop. And one of the things I noticed is, like, every month the price would drop and drop and drop. And they had an or best offer. Now, when back before I had sold off my post playing dates Ozzie Smith cards, I had a non-autograph version of this card because it came in non-autograph and autographed. But like I said, I've been watching this card for about 6 months. I was watching their video, and I'm, shout out to their videos. And the cardboard banter is great. But I was just like, I had a ton of cards on my watch list. I'm sure all y'all do. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put in an offer. So like I said, that card had been dropping. And then I put in an offer. And they took it, which was phenomenal for me. So 2002, Ozzie Smith was inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And one of the things was he was the only member inducted into the Hall of Fame that year, which I think kind of allowed some creativity centered around him for that year. So anyway, 2003, Fleer Greats came out with a set, and it included this Ozzie Smith card. And you notice I got the autograph version. I was like, well, if I'm going to get one, like, which one do I get? But notice this post stamp. Yeah, I've seen his program, the Hall of Fame induction program, have that same stamp. Sometimes they're autographed, sometimes they're not. But I thought this was a really, really cool card. And I don't have many Ozzie Smith cards, post playing days. Only really a couple. But I thought this one was really, really cool. Tremendously priced for what it is. You'd see my commemorative Red Shaney's card, maybe. And I consider this somewhat similar commemorative card. Here's the back. Talks about his Gold Glove defense. And you can see it's serial number out of 202. So artificially scarce. But yeah, like I said, they have the non-autograph version is numbered out of 2002. So kind of similar to the, like the Topps Gold parallels, number to the year kind of thing. I've met Ozzie Smith a handful of times now. So having a autograph such as this, I think is pretty sweet because I've met him. I've had him autograph a few other items. But yeah, look at it. I mean, it's just really cool. So I wanted to show out that video. I wanted to, share, especially to those guys that I had gotten it. Now, you're a hockey fan, good luck to your team in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. And then at the same time, are you a Musial clubbie? I hope you are. This is a very, very special card. First time I've gotten to show this off. You'll see it again because I love it so much. And then at the same time, your favorite player. Is there a really cool card? Maybe a post playing days card that really just kind of sticks out to you that you love as well, much like this Ozzie does for me. So I wanted to get that out there. As always, to everybody that subscribed and comments to my channel, thank you very much. I don't do this for popularity. I do this for my enjoyment and hopefully your enjoyment as well. So I'll close off with, drinking a Citywide, Four Hands Brewing Company here in St. Louis, Missouri. They created this when the Rams left, some city pride kind of thing. And my dugout mugs. Look at that. God bless America. But I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good one.